Welcome to the REDATS channel. My name is Hubert, and today I will show you how to correctly balance steel and aluminum wheels in ALU-1, ALU-2 and Alus mode on a REDATS W-220 wheel balancer and tell you about the differences in these programs. Enjoy watching! Before balancing a steel or aluminum wheel, we need to check the wheel. The first step is to check the rim-to-hub contact surface. This should be clean and free of corrosion. In addition to the rim, the tire should also be inspected to ensure that there is no damage or bumps and that there are no stones or other objects in the tread. Depending on the construction of the rim, we can mount the wheel in two ways. The first way is to mount the wheel with the cone on the inside. We start by matching the cone to the centering hole in the rim. Then we put it on the shaft and put the wheel on. Now an important point, we need to put a large bushing on the nut so as to hide the cone while tightening the wheel. As you can see, the cone sticks out a little on this side of the rim. And if you did not use the large bush, the nut would rest on the cone when you tighten it and the wheel would not be centered. Sometimes it is necessary to hold the shaft with one hand while tightening the nut with the other. The reason for this is that there is a spring in the shaft which presses the cone against the centering hole in the rim to make it easier to fit the wheel. The second way is to mount the wheel with the cone on the outside. Here too, we start by selecting the cone, but try it on from the outside. When putting the wheel on the balancer, we start with the wheel, then the cone, and now the nut. We have to remove the large bushing from it and put on the small bushing. Now, when tightening the wheel, the nut presses on the cone, which centers the rim on the shaft. It is important at this point to tilt the rim slightly at the top so that the wheel is correctly centered. Here we have an example of such a rim, where its construction forces us to use a cone on the outer side, because this is where the casting for the screw-on lid protrudes and it is not possible to use a large bushing on this side. Now that we know how to fit the wheel, we move on to balancing the steel wheel. We start by putting the wheel on the machine. Check the display to see which program you are currently in. If nothing is displayed, you are in steel wheel balancing mode. We start by checking for all the weights on the wheel. If there are, remove them. Then enter the parameters. Place the measuring arm with the round part of the arm against the rim edge. The machine automatically reads the distance of the wheel from the machine and its diameter. Now, we take the circular gauge and measure its width. In our case, 6 inches, we enter the width into the machine and close the cover to measure this wheel. The wheel has stopped, so we open the cover. The machine showed that we would need 25 grams on the left and 25 grams on the right to balance this wheel. We start by finding the point of imbalance. Turn the wheel slowly until all the LEDs on the left or right side light up. With the left side set, take a 25 grams weight and tap it in exactly at 12 o'clock, same on the right side. Turn the wheel to find the point of imbalance. Take a 25 grams weight, as this is what the machine indicates. Tap it in also at 12 o'clock and close the cover to check. As you can see, we have the wheel balanced at 0,0. We pull it off and can move on to balancing the aluminum wheels. The machine has 3 basic modes for balancing aluminum wheels. We will start with the first ALU-1. We pressed the ALU button, now we have the LED next to the ALU-1 program on the display. Now place the wheel on the wheel balancer and check that there are no old weights on the rim. If there are, we must remove them and clean the glue from the rim. Once this has been checked, we can move on to entering the parameters. We extend the measuring arm and apply it to the rim edge, as you can see, and put it down. If you put it there, the machine will read the distance of the wheel from the machine and the diameter incorrectly. I will measure the wheel again so that the machine will read the correct parameters. Now take the caliper and place it to the left of the rim and to the right of the rim, at about the level of the tire bead, and read the width. Our wheel is 8 inches wide, so we enter this into the machine. We have the parameters entered, the ALU-1 program is active, so we close the cover. The machine showed us 0 grams on the left and 15 grams on the right. We turn the wheel slowly, looking for the point of unbalance, take the 15 grams and stick it at 12 o'clock. After applying the weight, we close the cover to check. The machine showed 0 to 0, so we have the wheel balanced. Before the next program, we changed the wheel because the one there was very slightly imbalanced on the left side, about 2 grams. Therefore, here we have a wheel that is more unbalanced. We can move on to the next program. To do this, we press the ALU button on the keypad. On the display to the right, the program has changed to ALU-2. ALU-2 differs from ALU-1 in that, in ALU-1 we have 2 glued weights, while in ALU-2 mode we have a glued weight on the right and a scooped weight on the left. The way to enter the parameters for ALU-2 is the same as for ALU-1. We extend the measuring arm under the rim edge, the width measured with the caliper. We have the same wheel, so the width is the same as before, 8 inches. We check that there are no weights on the rim and close the cover. We have 25 grams on the left and 55 grams on the right. We turn the wheel slowly, looking for the underweight spot. We have the left side. Take a 25 grams scooping weight and scoop the weight onto the rim at 12 o'clock. Now turn the wheel, looking for the right side unbalance point. Here the machine wants 55 grams. We take the glued weight and stick it on the inside. We can close the cover to check, and we have 0 to 0, the wheel is balanced. The last program for alloy wheels is the ALU-S mode. You can start it by clicking on the ALU button until the LED next to ALU-S appears here, or by extending the measuring arm to the 2 bonding points of the weights. Then the program will start automatically. Take the measuring arm and place it on the spot where you want to glue the first weight on the left-hand side. Wait until you see the lines on the display. Do not hide it in the machine, but extend it into the rim and place it on the second spot where you want to glue the weight and hold it there. When ALU-S appears on the display, put the measuring arm back into the machine. In this mode, you do not use the caliper and do not measure the weight of the wheel because the machine automatically reads the distance of the weights from the machine, which you can see on the first and second displays. The first display shows the distance of the left weight from the machine. The second shows the distance of the right weight from the machine. The third display shows us what diameter the left weight will be stuck on. In addition, if you hold down the fine button, you will see a fourth measurement which indicates the diameter at which the right weight will be glued. In summary, in this program, we enter the balancer, the coordinates of the weights, where they will be applied to the rim, not the parameters of the entire wheel. This is why we do not change the parameters that the machine has read out. An example would be this wheel we have now measured. Here we have an 18-inch rim. Taking into account the thickness of the rim where we were applying, the weight will be applied to the smaller diameter. Therefore, the machine read 17 inches. I'll enter the parameters for this wheel again, the measuring arm. Into the first gluing spot, we have the dashes on the displays, and into the second gluing spot, we have the ALU-S. We put the measuring arm back into the machine. The machine has read us the parameters, so we close the cover. We have 25 grams on the left and 45 grams on the right. We turn the wheel, looking for the point of unbalance. We have the left side, here it should be 25 grams. We take a sticky weight and stick it at 12 o'clock, where we put the measuring frame. We turn the wheel, we have the right side. Here it was 45 grams. Take the adhesive weight and glue it at the 12 o'clock position where you put the measuring frame. Once we have it glued, we close the cover to check. The machine showed 0 to 0, so we have the wheel balanced. The second way of gluing weights in ALU-S mode is from the measuring arm. Here, as before, we apply the measuring arm to the two gluing points, left side, then right side. We make sure there are no weights on the rim and close the cover. We have 25 grams on the left and 45 grams on the right. Now, if we want to glue weights from the measuring arm and not at 12 o'clock, then we have to press the two buttons Stop and ALU at the same time. We now have lines in the middle display. Now we turn the wheel looking for the point of unbalance. We have the left side, here it should be 25 grams. Take the weight, remove the protective tape, place the weight in the slot in the measuring arm, glue it up, and extend the arm in the wheel's direction. The balancer will tell you how far to extend the arm so that the weight is stuck where you have previously indicated. The middle display now shows a circle on the left side. This means that we have to stick the weight in this place. We lift the arm up to stick it to the rim. We then rotate the wheel, looking for the right side on the balance point, prepare a 45 grams weight, place it on the measuring arm as before, and slide the arm deep into the wheel. Now we have a circle appearing on the right side of the central display. This means that this is where we are to glue the weight, so we lift the frame up to glue the weight and retract the arm. When we have the weight glued on, we close the cover to check. The machine shows 0 to 0, so the wheel is balanced. I hope you found this video helpful. For more videos about this model, including calibration or getting your machine up and running for the first time, check out our channel. Subscribe to us so you don't miss any news. See you there!